Tamurkhan's armies are not hard to kill, you're just fighting his entire army at once. So Mr. Daft Funk asked for tips when fighting Nurgle with Gunpowder armies. He said, Tamurkhan spams a lot of single entities or monster units and just cuts through my gun line. I'm playing as Balthazar Guild. So where players go wrong when fighting Nurgle in late campaign is they try to play it safe. Balanced armies, standard formations, so the usual, and they just wait for Nurgle to approach. But this will not work once Tamurkhan brings a bunch of monsters and he's leveled up. So Nurgle units are notoriously tough to take down due to high health pools, healing, and defensive stats and attributes. They also have huge variety of units and unit types, and some very dangerous missiles and magic. And also half of their roster is not routing, so you have to kill them down to the last model. And on top of that, Nurgle is not as slow as it once was. So if you allow Nurgle Blob to get close to you, you will lose, because you will not have enough time to take everything down at once. And now you have to use different tactic. It's not anymore just about damage, it's about control and time. With enough time, your guns can take out any Nurgle units, monster or hero, doesn't matter, even the Tamurkhan. And to get more time to shoot, you have to engage early and then delay their approach until the end of the battle. So you're not supposed to fight full Tamurkhan's army, you have to fight it in portions. So you delay and hold some units while baiting others in guns range. And to do this, you need control and distractions in enemy backline, so you split their forces and make them come in waves, which is exactly what you want. Okay, so to split any enemy army across the battlefield, including Nurgle, you need mobile units, and if you're not using full mobile army, you should still bring at least some flyers or fast units. And especially flyers are really good against Nurgle, because most of their dangerous units cannot reach you, so you use your mobile units to bait their fast units in front, but also to drag other slower units away from your main line. And this way, you break their concentration of force, so if you have 1 or 2 rot knights in front of your guns, they are easy to kill. But if they are mixed among entire Nurgle force, then you have very stinky problem. So the top priority to take out early are flyers, plague drones, rot flies, furies, and after them, any other fast unit like warhounds or marauder horsemen. And Nurgle flyers are especially annoying to deal with, because if they get into your artillery, it will be almost impossible to remove them safely. So just kill them before they get to you. Okay, so another mistake is if you wait for the engagement to happen, you should send your mage and fast cavalry and start doing damage as early as possible. And this is of course if they are attacking you and you have longer range missiles. In that case they will advance from the start of the battle, but let's say if you're an attacker and they have longer range missiles, they might sit back and allow you to waste their ammunition. But let's assume it's worst case scenario, they are rushing from the start. Okay, then so you find the right target and start chipping its health immediately. So at this very early stage of the battle, it's best to focus on multi-model units or units without regen, because Nurgle can heal single entities, but they cannot bring back dead. So if you see a good opportunity, of course, kill any unit. But if you just try to do some damage early, it's better to use damage on multi-model units. So remember that time is of the essence, and if you wait for them to approach, it cuts your damage window. Now this is the most important part. Against Nurgle, you have to focus fire 1 unit at a time, always. Because many Nurgle units have regeneration, plus they can heal their units with Lore of Nurgle spells. So if you spread damage across multiple units, they will just heal back up. And even if you get yourself in a bad spot, and you're about to get overwhelmed, the only possible way out is to stay cool, pick one target, and focus all your fire into it, then the next one, and so on. Because any partial damage will be wasted. If you do not finish targets, you will fight them twice. Even when you shoot at Tamurkhan, who is one of the toughest lords to kill, the tactic is very simple. You just take all of your guns once you have the opportunity to do it, and you shoot at him until he drops dead. You have to commit fire to kill him. But you still have to follow the right target priority, and Tamurkhan is usually not the number 1 on that list. So this is the right order. First, you have to remove flyers and fast units, otherwise they will lock your guns into melee. Then you have to quickly kill all high range damaged threats. Those are the soul grinders, exalted plague bearers, wizards, because these can annihilate entire units with their range attacks. And soul grinders are especially dangerous. They have high range, very strong missile attack, and the best way to deal with them, because you will not kill them easily, is to take very tough flying lord and send it into melee immediately. Even if you do not kill the soul grinder, this will stop the range attacks. Death Wizards can also be handy. They can help with damage against single entities with Spirit Leech, plus they also reduce healing cap in the region, which is very good against Nurgle. So after you remove the ranged threats, you should focus on melee threats. These are the melee heroes, knights, monsters, chariots. First, you should kill whichever is closest to your guns, so you stop them from getting into melee. But if you have time, you should kill the fastest units first and then the slowest. And in the end, you just remove anything that's remaining, like infantry. Okay, other than tactics, there are many tools that are useful against Nurgle. Light Wizard is always good for Net of Amintok, plus you can cast Banishment on blobs. Death Wizards can do the same with Purple Sun, plus they can help with single entities and reduce healing cap. Flaming Banner is also good to have, as flaming attacks will slow down the healing. And also magical attacks are amazing against Nurgle. Now if you play with Elspeth, you can use Amethyst Ironsides, but if you play as generic Empire, you can also use Fire Wizards and cast Flaming Sword of Ruin, which will make all your guns in the area do flaming and magical attacks. And of course, more guns in general is always better for more damage output. So besides stacking guns, you should always recruit some mobile units, like Outriders or at least Flying Heroes. Next, you should always bring at least one tough lord or hero to pin down targets or hunt them down in melee. At least one light wizard, but more wizards can also be good. Lore of Fire and Death work really well against Nurgle. In general, best option is full mobile Gunpowder army, so full Outrider stack with few wizards and engineers with Hockland Scope traits for extra range. They are faster than any Nurgle unit, and if you know how to micro, you can easily keep them at safe distance, fire few volleys and repeat. Now specifically with Balthazar, you can make full wizards army, every wizard on a Pegasus mount, and you will need one Witch Hunter with Stalk as ground anchor, and you literally cannot lose, as none of the Nurgle units can ever catch your heroes. And through followers, you will have literally hundreds winds of magic to spam Final Transmutation and Spirit Leech. This is probably the easiest way to deal with Tamurkhan. But if you play static armies, you have to rely on good tactics and target selection, and less on micro, so more guns is always better way. As for artillery, Hailstorm rocket batteries are great, but if Nurgle is bringing more single entities, then they are completely useless, and the good middle ground is Hellblaster volley guns. So Tamurkhan armies are not unbeatable, they just punish you hard if you try to fight them the normal way, so split their forces and kill them piece by piece. And if you need more damage for your guns, watch this video next. See ya.